Isabel, Philippe, Christine, and my name is Lewis, and we are going to present our project that we've been working on for the last 2.5 weeks. So first I'd like to go through what we're going to watch today. We're going to look at the Club Soda and our design challenge. We're going to look at the users and the competitors. And we're going to move on to how we solve the problem, show you a final prototype, and at the end we're going to have a summary and next step, just to make sure that you can follow. We have also printed out the story as well. Okay? So, Club Soda. Club Soda is a growing social network for people who want to change their behavioral by stopping drinking entirely, maybe give up drinking for a short while, or actually or cut down on drinking. Okay? So the motto here is to change your drinking, which is basically you don't need massive behavioral change to achieve this. It's a positive note. The brief that was given to us was to create an experts and perks marketplace for your website. So how did we do this?
So our first step was research about Club Soda and the other stop drinking projects. So and then we started to talk about with you about what is working and not in your current website, and look into all the information that we have. We separate your users in 2 big groups that we call them members and experts. And look into them, we start to develop a specific features for them.
Then we started by looking at the user journey. The user journey is basically where we map the emotional state of the user as they progress through the website. As you can see on the side, on the top you have the high points, and on the bottom the low points. So for the member perspective, the first point is quite neutral. It's basically when you are on Google looking online for help. Then the second stage is happy points. You are finding a Club Soda website. It's very friendly, very nice. But unfortunately, the next stage is not so nice anymore because you want to look at an expert, but there is no categories. There is no filters. It's a bit difficult to find this expert. And the last point is not so good as well, because when you find this expert, you want to know a little bit more about this expert. There's a few information, but when you click on the link, you basically leave Club Soda website. And from the expert perspective, the first point is neutral as well. We are looking to share expertise. Then you find Club Soda is not so good for you because it's very focused on members. And there is no way to register online. And so for the registration process, now you have to send a link to the team, an email to the team, sorry, and then you get a link. It's a very long process to register. And as you are registered, you have no way to have your personal profile. It's not easy as well. The key finding about this user journey is that you can't have any expert profile. It's no point obviously for the experts, but also for the members.
So it became clear to us that the main issues are there's no apparent difference between experts' profiles and members' profiles. They are currently users on the same terms. Only very limited interaction between members and experts is possible. Most of the time, they need to contact the Club Soda office, and there's no way for experts to directly contribute to the Club Soda website.
So to make sure that we could move on to the next step, we started looking at competitors and to see other people who were dealing with the same issues. And what we did realize here is that Club Soda is quite unique in their approach. They have a very social element. It's a very positive website when you come to it. You're encouraged in a very positive way. Other places have online support indeed, but they might be quite limited. They are very gloomy, and there's sort of a certain feeling of guilt involved in the whole thing. And also there's a lack of social elements. Now, as we did sort of really like the whole concept of being social and being able to interact, we did look at other types of websites, totally different ones, looking for things such as social interaction, being able to add friend and upload content.
So in complement to your data, and to help us to design the right solution, we needed to understand what members are looking for in a community. We sent out a survey to people representing the member audience, and the survey were posted on social media, online support forums, and NHS affiliates groups. So the results. We had 137 responses. 42% of respondents wanted to receive online help. 29% want to receive expertise online help. 24% of them wanted to receive one-on-one help. And finally, 44% wanted to be sure that the experts are knowledgeable and available. We follow up this survey with more in-depth interviews with 6 members to understand their experience with similar services and how they communicate and being engaged within the community.
Now, what we did hear from these interviews and from members, well, a couple of quotes here, for example, that came back, is that members definitely want to socialize more with people. People who don't necessarily have going drinking as an activity. We also found out from one member talking about our social media, that the social media is definitely such a mood enhancer. When I feel a bit low, I can take a look at my phone or my iPad and I can look at my little board and I feel good. Now, this is the sort of experience and feeling that we wanted to create for the Club Soda users. So we also did interview some experts and to try to get them engaged and create a dialogue to hear their opinions. The feedback that came back from them was that Club Soda is not very encouraging for experts at the moment. It would be amazing if I could display all my events, talks and activities somewhere where my followers could always find me. Now, this might not initially sound like a very positive thing, but it was very important information for us to be able to pinpoint their problem and come up with a solution.
So based on the survey and the interviews, we create personas that are characters that represent our findings. So our first persona is Julia. She represents the member side, and her goal is she wants to find fun ways to reduce her drinking, but still keeping her busy social life with no more hangovers. So what she's looking in Club Soda is her needs are a welcoming and positive environment, easy way to find experts related with her goals, and a pain point that she has is a social pressure, feeling displaced just because she's not drinking alcohol. The other persona is Angelo. He represents the expert side. He's a nutritional therapist, and his goals is he wants to be part of Club Soda and share his experience and knowledge. And to get that, his needs are easy way to become part of the Club Soda expert list and interact with members, giving advice and one-to-one consultations. His pain point is being able to create and edit content.
Now, so with this in mind, we started to think about our proposal and how we could possibly solve these issues. So what we did realize is that our proposal definitely needed to allow experts to sign up directly to the website. We also thought that we had to allow experts to create separate expert profiles. That was very important. We need to encourage experts to be active by allowing them to upload content and edit this content on their profiles. And we also need to create a welcoming landing page, not just for members, but also for experts. So in the step of doing this, we decided to organize a design studio. And the design studio purpose was basically to involve you guys as clients and to hear your opinions, to try to find out what possible solutions and features that you might have. So the first thing we did from there was to do a feature exercise where you guys did sort of prioritizing the features that you thought would be really useful, things that you thought were absolutely necessary. It's worth mentioning here at this point we had actually done 2 of them already. We did one based on our expertise as designers, but also one based on the interviews and the survey results that came out. And the good thing for us is that all these 3 exercises had very similar outcomes, so that was very encouraging. We were moving in the right direction. And the result from the design studio, you can probably you might recognize some of these drawings. So this is the result. Very good indeed. So the design studio result was basically based a platform for our next stage, the design process.
So with the result of the design studio as our idea platform, we did additional sketching sessions focused on register the page for experts, the members landing page, the expert page on the members' perspective, but also like the expert's profile page. We then turned our sketches into low fidelity like wireframing, challenged our design by user testing to confirm our design decisions. So in total we did like 13 users actually tested our prototype on paper and digitally. The panel was varied. It was some members, some Club Soda listed experts, but also like yourself. We did 5 iterations, and what we wanted to find out was any missing screens, verifying the functionality flaws, and the color schemes that we picked. So from the first wireframe version to the final versions. Let's take a closer look to the sign-up page. On the first round of testing, as testers said, where am I in the sign-up process? So what we did is we iterated and I added a registration step for both the members and their experts, and we tested it again. The second round came back with this. The user would like more support information on why to join the Club Soda. So what we did is adding the welcoming messages and clarifying the registration for members and experts. The first round, what does it bring up? This easy sign up, but it was a bit technical and not really the right message. So what did we do? We just brought back on the main page, what is the goal, the interest, and the nickname. And finally, on the 4th and the 5th round, we addressed the color scheme. We brought more colors and lightness to the design and highlighted the action buttons.
Now, of course, we weren't done at this stage. There was still more design that needed to be done. There was still more iterations to be done as well. So we also did some more testing with our experts, where we actually sent them the link so they could check it out for themselves and give comments in their privacy. So here we have one comment asking general questions about making appointments. So in total, we did 4 rounds of testing with members and experts, and we did 2 rounds with you guys who came to your office. Now, with this in mind, we felt fairly confident that we were ready to move on to our final prototype, which we would like to present to you now. But before we do that, I want to go back and remind you of Julia, our member. Basically, Julia is here today. She's here to register to Club Soda. She's going to have a little look around the website, and she's also going to find an event to join up. So, over to Julia.
Hi, I'm Julia. I heard about Club Soda and I'm very curious to check out how they could help me to reduce my drinking. So my first impressions is very positive. I really like the way that they bring a friendly approach about stop drinking. So I want to sign in to discover more. Here I can read a brief description about Club Soda. I select to join as a member. Here I select my main goal is to cut down. Here I can see some interest, a lot of things that it makes sense for me. And here I can select a nickname because I want to be anonymous for a while. I don't want to show my name because I really want to know more about the community before that. So I can continue. Here I have my main informations. My name, if I don't want to put, I have this choice, so I finish. Here the confirmation page, it looks like a letter, it's a very personal approach. Here I can see if all my informations are correct. So it's really nice. I decided to join in. Here it's the first page, they keep this positive environment. It looks like a social media, so I can see my current goals and what I already achieved. And here I can see members' goals, events related with I selected as interest before, the experts, and wow, this mocktail of today, it looks super amazing. I really want to try it. But now I want to see some events because I want to be part of the club, I want to interact with more people, I will filter by location, I want something near me. So nice. Here I can see the events, the list of interests that they are part of. Here I can see the e-badge that I can recognize that they are experts. So I really like this event. I want to see more about them. Let's take a look. So it's like a chef. It's in a date that I can go. Here I can see more about the events, the description, information. It's in a location that I can. The price is fair enough. I take a look more about the expert. So Angelo Rossi, I really like the picture. His philosophy is very inspiring. The testimonials make sense for me. It brings some stories that I can recognize myself. everything that is related, and I really love this video, so I really want to be part of this event. So I return here, I can invite some friends, and I can book to be part of this event.
Thank you very much, Julia. Now let's go back to Angelo, our expert who's come today. Angelo is aligned, he's going to register to the club, he's wanting to edit his profile page, and he's also going to create an event. Over to Angelo.
Hi, I am Angelo. I will join Clubs Around the website. Click on this button. Let's see if I can join as an expert. Okay, that's great. There is a path for me on the website, so I click on this box. Here I can set some of my details. It's a very regular form, so I set my details. I press next to go to the next stage. I need a little bit more information about me. I can upload a photo just here, but also I can choose categories. That will be very helpful for the members to find my profile. So choose the categories that I want. There I go. Then I will press on the next button to go to the last stage of the registering process. It's not about qualifications. I can upload my diplomas here. That will be helpful as well for the members to see a little bit more about my background and everything. Here on the bottom I can set a little bit more details, like my website, my Skype and everything. That looks great. I will submit approval. Congratulations, everything looks good. I have also email on my mailbox. So let's see my new profile page now. That looks great. I'm registered as an expert here. I can find all the categories. It's perfect. If it was not able to edit just here in my profile, everything has been already uploaded. It's perfect. My testimonials are here. The video, all the pictures. And here I have a place to create some contents. I can create an article, upload photos, a link, or an event. In this case, I want to create an event, so let's click on this button. Okay, great. I can choose a nice title here. I can again choose categories from events. So in this case, it will be more about food. And here I can put a little bit more description. I can add more keywords to be more precise for the members to find me. I can put my Eventbrite link just here. And also I can put a little bit more information about the calendar. I can upload an event pictures and also a video for more information on my page. And of course I can choose the price for this event and also the discount that I want for the premium members just here. Everything looks great, so I will publish this event on my new profile. Okay, so now I understand that I can go back to my profile or to see directly the event page. In this case, I want to see how it looks, so I will press on the button. That looks great, everything is here, the categories, and maps for the address. I'm able to edit this event. But everything was great, so I decided to publish it for the members.
Excellent. Thank you very much, Angelo.
So to summarize, the brief is to create an expert and perks marketplace video website. We believe that we achieve this by allowing the experts to sign up directly to your website, allowing the experts to create a separate experts profile, but also encouraging them to be active and by allowing them to upload content and edit their own profile, but also creating a welcoming landing page for both experts and members.
So, where to go from here? So looking at the next steps, we actually looked at things that came back which was based on our research and the interviews, both with experts and members, but also things that you mentioned as well. Looking at improving the members' profile page, improving the homepage for unregistered users, looking at developing a booking system for one-to-one consultations, allowing expert profiles to be visible outside the website as a way to actually attract more members, and premium expert and possibly silver, gold and platinum membership for example, for experts. And with that in mind, that is the end of our presentation. We would like to say thank you to you guys for coming and see us today, and thanks to you as well. That's it. Thank you.
All right, hey there, Club Soda folks. So the way this is going to kind of play out a bit, by the way, I'm Trisha, I'm lead instructor. This is Steve, this is Ahmet, this is Laura as well. So the way it's structured is that if you can give feedback and comment or any kind of questions, that would be great to your Club Soda designers. And then there's feedback from the instructional team, and eventually some comments and feedback from the rest of the class. And eventually they'll take you away to do a debriefing to get more into the details and for any things like delivery or et cetera, et cetera. So just based off that, do you have any first comments and questions off the top of your head?
Wow, I guess no questions at this point, but overall we've been really impressed by this work, and it's gone beyond the brief as well, because we're just thinking about the experts in the marketplace, but you've done a lot of user journeys for the regular members as well, which is really great. Well done. And the design looks really good, and it's sort of in the same style that we had before, so we can implement it nicely and we don't have to change anything else, we can just add to the existing stuff, so it all looks really good.
Yeah, absolutely, and it's really good for you to have done the work to put our ideas into something usable, because I knew sort of what I wanted, but I hadn't had the time to look as well, so you put that into the journey. It raised lots of questions for me, which probably all, because we're non-tech, which makes it very difficult to start being a tech business, I must say. What this does is give us the ability to have better conversations with tech people. But then behind all of this is it opens up the opportunities for us to offer more ways for people to pay as they go for content as well as through their membership, and whether you had any thoughts about that when you're looking at other things, on whether membership-based websites work better when people have a flat fee, or whether there's a pay-as-you-go element, both for the members and the experts, because the experts could upload content that they could charge people for, whether you'd seen any examples of that anywhere. And also, I really like the work you did on the expert side, and that's made me rethink again what we'd like the other members to do. So all that functionality you've got, is there anything that you thought of that we would now be offering to members that wouldn't be too difficult and would be welcomed by the members to do, like, I don't know, put up videos or stuff like that, and whether you had any thoughts about that on through the process as well?
I think that when we did the design, we weren't just thinking of the experts and that's it. We were trying to create something that actually could be put across to the other side, us in the member side. So to have sort of similarities would possibly be a good way of going. We haven't just designed for the expert on this occasion, obviously, because that's what we had for our brief. But we're hoping that design is something that can be used for the member side as well.
Yeah, but what we feel is sometimes some members could offer some activities as well. So sometimes this kind of gap between to be a member and an expert, I think when you create some space that you allow people to offer something for the community, it's something really nice. We didn't focus on that right now because we need to solve the other part. But what we feel during the user testing specifically, it's more like people are very interested about the community. They don't want to feel like always like a marketplace. They want to share their experience, their fears, everything with the community and have some kind of an open and welcome space to share this. So it's always like, okay, we have like the payment, that is very important, but also you really, for me it's very important to offer people, for these people like a place that they can share what their knowledge and their experience as a service as well. So I don't know if I answered your question, but I think there are a lot of things about community and social interaction for people. So
There's we've got lots of moving parts, I guess is the right way to say it, when we decided to put it in. There's loads of parts that aren't there, and thinking about how they make all of that then dovetails is really interesting. And also I wondered as well, no, actually it's not really fair, it's a very boring meeting. I was just wondering, because at the minute you showed Eventbrite and Meetup on there because we use them at the minute. But do you think it's worth us putting in our own infrastructure for events in the back end rather than necessarily, because once you, from a user perspective, once you've pushed those people out of the system to Eventbrite, they've gone, and that might.
I think what we were looking is to think of it as a plugin. That's something that kind of takes you to that website to do that, and then brings you back to Club Soda once you've completed it. And what we did find from the expert side is that because many of them use this already, to create yet another one for Club Soda will be another platform where they will have to do it. So to actually for them to be able to create something in Eventbrite and send it out to Club Soda or to any other social media where they are active, they only have to do it once, and they would probably encourage them more to do it than if you had yet another one.
Is that balance, isn't it?
It's always that balance.
I'm fed up with putting events into different platforms. It's really boring. Cool. Anything else that's been said? You can go in now.
Yeah. Let's see. I'm just gonna say. I mean, just like everyone else today too, I'm very, very proud of all of you. I mean, everyone did really great work today. So you had really seamless and excellent transitions amongst the four of you, right? So something I did notice, this is good stuff. So something I did notice when going through Julia's process again of the sign up, I couldn't quite put my finger on it the last few weeks. Something I liked about that letter, you know, the personal touch to it. I finally understood it while watching it, and I realized it's because it was changed to like this letter format. It's kind of like that commitment that people make, essentially. So it becomes, so even though I understand this is not AA and you guys are not trying to be AA whatsoever, right? But it's still in terms of like goal-setting psychology and life-changing psychology. It's this whole idea of like someone writing a letter, whether it's to themselves or to someone else. It's like a letter of commitment to change. And I think that's what I realized. That's what I like about it. Mm-hmm. So even though it's like it's just like even a change of like typography and format, but it's like a subliminal marker that people will recognize.
And it's really good because you took a cue from us because we had made the sign-up process feel quite narrative. Mm-hmm. And then we also, once you've signed in and you do your goals, every time you log on, it plays back what your goals are in a narrative form. Mm-hmm. And we quite like that because it is part of that confidence and commitment setting. Yeah. And so whilst you changed our sign-up process to something that people are actually more familiar with, which is probably the right thing, yeah, it is the right thing. Probably. It seems like a great idea at the time. You brought that narrative element back in, and we worked out why that was important for us. That's cool.
Yeah, so I thought that was really great. You finally like came together right there. So, and then something else for me to say too. Like I mentioned to you guys before, like I'm as a product designer and someone who loves designing online communities. I think you guys did a really, really excellent job designing something that's visually engaging and it makes sense. I think it's very thorough. For a first pass at it, you did a very excellent job designing a community from both sides of the perspective, right? So I think very successful in that case. So.
Yeah, I think the like your mocktail as an analogy really sums up your approach to this project. I think you like really demonstrates your not like drinking, your understanding of user experience, and the fact that the mocktail was inside your demo as well. Like, I just love those little touches are really important. I think that was evident throughout all of your research. I wrote down here the relevance of your research to the brief was really evident, picking out those small details that users had told you, understanding what the numbers in the surveys were telling you, and actually applying it to your design, I think is why you come out with such a great product that makes a lot of sense. So yeah, I think you've done an excellent job.
And I just say that we had a social last night, so about 6 people came, and one of them said, what would be really good is if you could do a mocktail of the week on the website. I know, we've got this down tomorrow, I'll show you the pictures next time. It's really good.
Same wavelength. Ahmed, do you want
Yeah, I think, I mean, obviously we've seen these over the last couple weeks, but really nice slide design, and your switch over was very well rehearsed between all of you. Kept the whole story and narrative flowing really, really well. I really like that you had the slide to explain what a persona is, just in case somebody doesn't know, like you could be presenting to a client or an audience who don't know what persona is, so I'm really happy that you actually put that in. Really good narrative through the design process and the science decisions, and fantastic to see really how you spoke about it and also had them posted on the slides about how much testing you did. And it really helped kind of, informing your design decisions. Your final prototype, great design, very user-friendly, and I mean, these guys have spoken about that. And I really liked your use of grids. I think for the members, well, for all of it is how you use the grid system to kind of lay out your to work. It was really evident, and I think overall your delivery from all of you was really, really good, very engaging, and you're clearly passionate about what you're presenting. And obviously, there's moments where we're kind of laughing. So it was, overall, really, really great delivery.
Thank you. Would anyone else from Peanut Gallery like to say anything?
I really felt like you got kind of under the skin of all the users, which was really nice, and that came across in the presentation and obviously in the design. But it really was, I really felt like I got to know the users that you were designing.
Did you spend some time looking in the rooms at what you've been saying?
Yeah.
Because I sit there going, oh my god, we need to build this now, because I just want to help everybody. So I think I guess it might be the lucky thing that you've had, which is that our community is beginning to talk, and so you can see in real terms what it is that people want to talk about. So that
Anyone else? I thought I saw a hand somewhere else.
Not to pick any of these out, but I'm so happy that Christine was so articulate.
Good job, Christine.
So, really, I'm very emotional about that, because I know you've really challenged yourself. And I just want to say tremendously well done.
I think as well, like, for me, I've got to admit, it's not the hardest thing to be in front of you guys. I find fairly confident doing it, but with my team, I'm so proud of them because they've done so well. Christine, as you mentioned, but I think like Mabel and Philippe, in the way that I pretty much forced you guys to do the prototype, you've done such an excellent job, because I know it's not. When we did our first meeting, I said to everybody, tell me what you don't want to do and what your weak points are. Both of them said, we don't want to speak in front of people. So there we go. Here they are. So I think everyone's done such a great job.
On that note, you're making me cry.
I need bottom microphone. They gave me one.
coming from.
Oh, right then.
This is the cocktail of the day.
Oh, you take your mocktails,
Yeah,